Hi fellow Sweesters, my name is Analicia. Most of you know me. For some of you who don't, I'll be talking a little bit about myself and my involvement in SWE. These are just some pictures that I chose to include on my slide, and that's a quote that I try and live by. Being in engineering school, sometimes you just have to be brave and get through things, sometimes really scary classes or exams, but it's something I try and live by. Okay, so first I wanted to talk about my activity and my involvement in SWE. Currently I am serving as your Vice President External, and before that I served as your Financial Chair. And actually this year, the current Financial Chair withdrew in the spring semester, so I went ahead and picked up her role as well. So I've been doing a dual role this past semester. As Vice President External, my duties included attending executive budgetary meetings with the top 5 officers. Gave me a great perspective as to what the other officers did, and in a greater detail, and the overall functioning of the organization. Also, I have to write up the SWE section reports. Those are detailed reports of all of our events, members who've attended, and goals that we have set for ourselves. It's a very good perspective to have going into the presidency, because I can see where we want to go, all the things that we do during the year, and how we want to improve upon them. I've also been involved in planning our section and our booth in the Boss Party and IEEE Chili Cook-Off. For those sorts of things, I've had to go to bi-weekly Cougar Paw meetings. Some of you guys have attended those depending on what organizations you represent. But in those meetings, I represent SWE amongst other organizations, so I kind of have a good idea of our dynamic in the College of Engineering. I think it's a very important thing for a president to understand. I also handle our relations with the SWE Houston Area Professional Network. That requires me to be very level-headed, very professional, very prompt in dealing with these professional women, and it also gives me a good perspective as to what my life would be like one day when I'm all finished with school. This semester I've also been working on planning the SWE etiquette dinner. By the way, I'm going to platform for this. Sign up, go. It'll be a great opportunity for you. And I've also, yes, that's about it for that. As financial chair, so before that I served as financial chair. Financial chair is responsible for keeping a budgetary packet, a packet that details the sorts of events that we have during the semester and asks companies to consider donating to SWE. This year I actually made an improvement on that. I thought of creating a sponsorship level system, so gold, bronze, silver, in order to promote competition against all these companies donating to SWE. This would hopefully bring in more money to our SWE section, and we will see if that works next semester. I think it will. As part of one of my duties as the financial chair was also to arrange speakers for our meetings. That's another more professional sort of role, and I kind of represented SWE by interacting with these company representatives that you guys have had at meetings for the past 2 years almost. This past semester, when I suddenly became financial chair again, it was a little unexpected, but using the contacts that I made last year, I was able to get us meetings or speakers for our meetings on time and with funding. So that was a success. To the right, to y'all's right, I've listed some of the activities that I have participated in with SWE. One of them that I forgot was what Kendall mentioned earlier, the Christmas family. That was a really nice and rewarding experience that I got to do last year. So some of the major activities I've done with SWE are Launch Into Engineering, both years in a row, National Conference, both in Houston and Baltimore, Regional Conference in Dallas and Houston. Also, our luau's 2 years in a row. I've been a career fair early bird volunteer the past few years in a row. Also, the Out of the Darkness walk this year, and then the BASF bowling social this year. Of course, there are other things in between there that I probably just forgot or really didn't even have space to write on there. Another thing, I also try and show up early before every single meeting to help the events coordinators set up. We're all kind of a team as an officer group in SWE, and we rely on each other and we can depend on each other. That's something that I really like about SWE. It's something that makes me feel comfortable being an officer here. And then the last one that I was going to point out was my participation in our international outreach event this summer. It was the first one of its kind, but I felt honored to represent SWE and to go to Brazil and really give back and reach out to other students in the world. I don't know how many of you may know this, but the way that I came to be involved in engineering was actually through outreach. It was back in middle school, there was a program called Expanding Your Horizons, and it was aimed towards young female students, and we had an astronaut come and talk to us. We all split up and did different science experiments, so that got me interested in STEM. That got me going, kind of got me passionate about it. So now that I am in college, now that I've found out about the Society of Women Engineers, and I know that one of our main goals is to give back, is to make sure that young girls are aware of the possibilities of engineering, what you can do with an engineering degree. That's part of our mission statement. So it makes me really excited to be a part of SWE, and I would really like to continue to see that SWE continues to move forward and reach out to these young ladies and make an impact. This is also a picture of some of the past SWE members and myself at one of the conferences. So a little bit about myself. I am currently a junior in the petroleum engineering program here. Next year I will be a senior, thank God. However, it'll take me a little bit longer to graduate. Like Kindle, due to prerequisites, I only have 8 classes left, but I will be at the College of Engineering for 4 more. So my last year it'll be capstone 1 and 2, so I'll have an internship or something like that. I'm working on that. But anyways, it always comes up, what is your course load for the fall? So here you guys go. I've got 4 classes next semester. One of them is environmental geology, which I'm told is a lot of fun. I think that'll be kind of relaxed. Thermodynamics, petroleum project management, that's kind of a more fun class as well, and then theory of reservoir modeling. The past 2 semesters in a row, I've been able to juggle my vice president external role and take full-time semesters of 15 and 14 hours apiece and do well. Some of these pictures, this one actually up here is from a tour of a chemical plant at Lyondell-Basell with SWE. That was a great experience. And these 2 just kind of show my passion for my major and my industry. I actually had the opportunity to go to a drilling site, and I think it kind of says a little bit about me. I just wanted to help you all get to know me a little bit, in case you didn't already know me. And then, if elected president, I would like to bring some new ideas to further SWE's greatness, I guess, if you will. Some of my ideas include icebreakers. We've done a couple in the past, but I would really like to do icebreakers at every meeting so that all members can get to know each other a little bit more and be more comfortable with each other. I would also like to start a new thing that I haven't come up with a particular name for it, but SWE network groups by major. So suppose on the first meeting you maybe set aside 5 minutes and say, okay, all the chemies go over here, all the industrials, all the civils. That way, underclassmen and upperclassmen within the major have a forum to get together underneath the SWE umbrella, and then they can kind of network. So the underclassmen can say, hey, what classes should I take next semester? What professor do you think I should take? I think that's a really great way for everybody to get to know each other and to provide a resource for incoming new members. Also, our SWE resume critique. Usually we do resume wars right before career fair, and I think that's a little bit too late. Usually it's kind of like stressful right before career fair. There's usually tests coming up, that sort of thing. So I'd like to set that up over the summer, email you guys ahead of time. That way when you show up for, say, maybe the first week of school, we do the resume wars then. So you're all ready to go for career fair ahead of time. Nobody's stressing out. Also, I would really like to promote SWE spirit amongst our organization. As Kendall said earlier, SWE gear, I have coined it SWE peril. So there's talk of creating SWE buttons and SWE shorts with logos, things like that. I think that would really foster a great sense of community amongst ourselves and some SWE pride for us to do bigger and greater things in the future and be a team together. Some of the other things, SWE elections, not SWE elections, but SWE elections. Also SWE mails, it's a common term that I use now instead of saying SWE email, which is a little redundant. I'd also like to create SWE baseball caps for those who are serving food to be a little bit more sanitary if you have a cap on, cleaner. Also a tablecloth. I think we need a tablecloth. So every time we have a meeting, anytime we have Cats Back where we're trying to pull members into our organization, we can really represent ourselves in a professional and serious way so they can say, oh, I really do want to be a part of that organization, so we can attract the best for our organization. I'd also like to look into getting a SWE banner, more like a vertical banner that would say Society of Women Engineers, U of 8 section. We could put it up at every single meeting so people can be reminded, oh, there's a SWE meeting in there, and then it'll also stand as a flagship to indicate where we are having our SWE meeting, not to mention the SWE pride that it creates and fosters. So, oh, sorry, I forgot. I have some of these pictures here on the side. This is a picture of our Launch into Engineering this past year. This is a picture of one of the products of Launch into Engineering, at least physical products. These are some of the girls who were at our Launch into Engineering students, and that's me and one of our members. And then this is a picture of Launch into Engineering in Brazil, Dia na Engenharia. For me, as I said earlier, outreach is one of the most important things. It's kind of what got me interested in engineering and really interested in SWE. And to be part of an organization that can take outreach from here at the Kruger University of Houston level to an international scale is something quite amazing. And I would like to continue to be a part of that and continue to be a leader in that. So, in conclusion, I think that my roles as financial chair, vice president, external, are great builders to become the future president of SWE. I hope that you guys will consider voting for me, and I hope that you will tell all of your friends who are not here tonight to exercise their right to vote. So, thank you, and please think about voting for me for president. Okay. Oh yes, questions. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, yes, Yazi.
Question about the competition for sponsorship you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to implement that as a president, or is that still like a financial chair kind of thing?
That's financial chair, and we have already implemented it. If you go on our website, I've already coordinated with our current webmaster, Ali, and he has created a bronze, silver, gold sponsorship level. So you'll see that the logos will vary, like the size of the logos. This will really create a sense of competition, and I really hope that it'll bring in more funding for SWE so we can do more things. So, good question. Any other questions? Yes,
I
Kim?
actually have two questions.
Sure.
The first one is, you said you assumed the financial chair position.
Mhm.
Did you just volunteer as tribute for that, or were you assigned that role?
I was asked if I was interested in taking it up because I had previously done the financial chair role. I still had all my documents that I had passed on to the new financial chair. So upon being asked, I said yes. Oh, sorry, yes. I thought, who better than to take over this role than myself, especially because I had done it in the last year. This organization is very important to me, so I really wanted to make sure that everything would go smoothly. And in fact, I ended up creating something new that could possibly really benefit us next year. So it's a good opportunity.
And my second question is, you had said a lot about outreach events and how it was really important to you, but then when you talked about all your new ideas, you have a lot of emphasis on all this new apparel and things. Shouldn't that money go towards improving your current?
That is a very good point. Those sorts of things, the SWE apparel that I proposed, that would be more of a fundraiser type deal. So if we were to say produce shorts that had the SWE logo on them, that would be up for you guys to purchase at your own discretion. And then when we went to national conference and regional conference, we could sell those. Some of the other universities sell their old t-shirts and other things that they make. Outreach is very important to me. However, I think that is definitely the role of the outreach chair. As you've seen, Gabriella has done an amazing job this year and really increasing our role in that department. So I think that that is a really great, she's done a really good job. And I think that with the new sponsorship packet that I have system that I've created for the different levels, we will receive more sponsorship so we can continue to improve these outreach programs that I say are so important to me.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. Yes, Kim.
So I know, I think I've recently told you about an issue that I've had with receiving emails this entire semester. So as president, how are you going to be able to make sure that new members such as myself get the emails for the meetings and for volunteer events, because I missed out on quite a bit, because I've had issues, I guess, with being on the listserv and not receiving emails continuously throughout the semester. How can we make sure that new members in the fall get the emails that they need for the meetings and the volunteering?
Okay, well, typically when you come to a meeting, you sign in with your email and other information like that. If you have done that and it's not making it onto the SWE email list, then that's something we definitely need to work and look into. That'd be something for me to discuss with the secretary. This past few weeks, I've been checking everybody and making sure that they're receiving the emails. And if they're not, in the back of my agenda, you'll see I have all these emails listed down that I'll be sending to our secretary to add to our listserv, actually. So it's a good question.
And the secretary was actually really helpful in getting me on the listserv, but for some reason I heard that something happened to the listserv like right after I was put on it, and I still then after that was not receiving emails or hadn't received emails.
Did that happen in the past 2 weeks or so since the last meeting?
Yes.
I don't know what was going on, but even our president, our secretary, we were all trying to figure out what was going on with the email. We just couldn't send one. And that actually happened to me earlier in the semester, but I think we'll be able to figure that out and troubleshoot it as it comes up. So. Any other questions? All right, well, I hope you guys will consider voting for me for president. Thank you.